And here we have Monicka ji from Monicka Bhatnaggar from Goa. She is a well-known dial nutrition expert. So, Monicka ji, I would like you to introduce yourself to the community, those who are listening to you. Even we have parents, we have dietitians, those who are listening to us. So, please give your introduction once.
Yeah. Hello, everyone. And first of all, I'm so sorry for the glitch that happened. Network in Goa is bad. So I'm sure that during our discussion now, it will be okay. So to introduce myself briefly, my name is Monicka Bhatnaggar, and I'm a clinical dietitian, had been working in hospitals with patients for quite some time. And then I took a break after my daughter was born to be a full-time mother. During that time, I got into naturopathy and Ayurveda on a day-to-day basis, and realized after I reversed diseases and in my own family, the power of a holistic lifestyle. I had studied nutrition for modern nutrition for about 5 years, practiced it in hospitals, but when I enter into this thing with healing, I realized there has to be a holistic approach. So when I started working again, didn't go back to hospitals, and child, development and nutrition became one of my very passionate area to work in, because with my daughter, I grew as a parent. I learned so many things while I was growing her up, the challenges that I faced. So I decided to work in this sector, and here I am helping parents, with their challenges, with their successes, and with my coaching consulting. So that's a short story about
Thank you
me.
so much. So, for everybody's knowledge, today we are here to actually speak on holistic wellness and child nutrition, along with our expert on panel, Miss Monica. And आज की सेशन में कैसे बच्चों के साथ हम नरिशिंग कैसे काम कर सकते हैं, कैसे उनके न्यूट्रिशन पे ध्यान रख सकते हैं, और हॉलिस्टिकली कैसे उन पे वर्क किया जा सकता है, उस पर हम डिस्कस करेंगे. So, let's start the session, Miss Monica. Yes. So, according to you, what actually holistic wellness mean in context of child nutrition, and why is it, why is it crucial for a child's overall health?
Yeah, so we'll get deep into the topic. Before that, I want to thank you for giving me this opportunity to be here as a panelist and share some insights to the parents to help them out. And Healthify is really helping me out, in the second phase of my career, built an online e-clinic where I can reach number of parents in India, globally as well. So thank you for this great opportunity. As far as holistic wellness is concerned, till few years back, especially before Corona, we thought that only physical health is important and everybody was focused towards taking care of their body. But after, during the Corona phase and after that, people realized that it is not only physical health, though WHO had given the definition about physical, mental, emotional, and social health, but we were not practicing it and implementing it in our day-to-day lives. We were only concerned about to keep ourselves physically fit. But it's a blessing, that people started talking on it. And why is holistic health important? Because body comes later, your mind, your emotions, your mental health comes first, because it is all, you cannot keep your body separately. You can't treat one organ separately. It's a whole system that we have to take care, because ultimately, if you take care of your whole system, you will not fall sick. A human body is not designed to fall sick. It's only when we focus too much on one part and, ignore the other things, that's when we start getting sick. So taking care of mind, body, emotions is very important for a child also. A small child who's come into this world is going to grow as an adult. But because they are a clean slate initially, so whatever you put in them, it becomes their lifestyle, their habit, their attitude, their behavior. So taking care of a human being, of a soul from childhood, from beginning, it makes our work so easy. Once you get them into good health, good habits, you don't have to worry about. So that's the basis of holistic health and nutrition with children. Keep educating them from childhood and they will fall into a great, healthy, fit adult. So that's where child health and nutrition and holistic wellness play a very important part.
So if I talk about that, how parents can integrate this approach into their, child's nutrition and considering both the things, physical and emotional.
Uh, I will say at young, we are talking about young, small children today. Young minds is like smaller children. So they are a replica of their parents. Whatever parents do, they copy that. So it's the easy, I found it the easiest, for a child to pick up whatever the parent is doing. So I'll say more than children, parents have to be very mindful of what environment they are giving to the children. Like if you are eating mindfully at home, at dining table, you're sitting together as a family, child will pick up that. You don't have to teach anything to the child. Rather, whatever you want your child to pick up, start doing that and they will automatically learn. So
Hmm.
it becomes very important for a parent to see their behavior, how they are, in their environment, get them into a mindful eating in the sense that you have a focused eating time, distraction, out of distraction, there should not be any distraction.
Hmm.
And on a day to day basis, keep educating children. When you're sitting on a table, keep educating them through your general talks, like not कि आपको कुछ अलग से उनको nutrition के बारे में सिखाना जरूरी नहीं है, but why green vegetables are healthy, why should you eat a red color, what is the benefit of having a yellow color. Small things, when you start telling them, they pick up and they remember. The child memory till 6 years of age is very sharp. They are very picky, intelligent. So whatever you want to put at that age, it becomes much easier. Also, get them into, what I see is, like, as a parent, get them into a non-negotiable physical activity time. Unless your physical body is active, food, whatever you're eating or giving to your child, will not properly get digested and absorbed. Like we all see today, when they're eating food, we are just in a hurry to, let them finish food. So every second child is today sitting in front of screen because parents don't have time. I understand they're busy and, there's so many challenges, but we have to do it very mindfully because the generation which is coming now, as parents we complain, children do this, they are not careful, sunte nahi hai, and so many things. But we as parents have to see first that how can we do that. So whatever we are doing, they'll be picking, and it becomes much easier. Make a non-negotiable physical activity time for the child. Make a non-negotiable screen time for the child. Of course, I will tell you, it is just impossible to stay away from technology today and to keep your child away. But then, from younger age, if you fix that discipline time, they understand that this is how my family systems go.
Hmm.
So to share an example from my personal this thing, I never was into cold drinks, and in our times, like I have a daughter who's
Hmm.
21 now, so in our times we were not into cold drinks. So I made it a point, because I had studied nutrition at that time, that in
Hmm.
my house I am not going to drink or even serve to others. So today
Hmm.
my daughter never got into that drinking habit of picking up. Now the body becomes like that. So from young age, if we are giving wholesome diet, proper nutrition, taking care of all the colors that we have to give to the children, they automatically, the body adapts. Also, as parent, we should take children out to market when we are going to vegetable or a fruit market. Let them pick up what they eat. That's how you will also know what they like. It's most of the houses, what mother likes, she cooks that, or what she likes to cook, she's picking up some recipe. We
Hmm.
don't consult small children as to, because they don't have any idea.
Hmm.
So been guiding a lot of parents, and they give a lot of positive feedback, that you take them to a vegetable market, not the grocery store where there are a lot of packaged and foods on the shelf. Take them to a vegetable shop, a small one, ask them to pick whatever they like, and that's how you see what are their foods that they like. Cook that and they eat normal food, on a day-to-day basis. So small things that parents can do from there, and believe me, it's much easier to educate or train a younger child compared to when they grow up, because then
Yeah,
they get out
definitely.
into a social influence. Yeah.
So basically well said, Rajesh and Monica. और इसी के साथ मैं एक चीज बोलना बोलना चाहूंगी. There are number of parents, right? Those who really are not that much aware of the nutrition part, but with the the insight knowledge, how can you tell the role of whole foods into a child's diet to those parents and the dietitians who are taking care of the kids?
Yeah, I understand everybody is not expert in this subject, and it is important. I feel it is important to know about our day-to-day things. Like we are studying math, science, social studies, so many subjects in school, and half of the things we don't even use it. So in previous times, there was no option. Today, there's social media, which can be positively used to learn how our body works, what are the foods that are good for our children.
Hmm.
And like I have made recorded courses, or I take coaching, group sessions, where I teach parents that what is good for children, what is not. I mean, basic, if you learn once, this is not something that you have to keep learning throughout your life. So if you learn the nuances of what is macronutrient, what is micronutrient, in what ratio they should be taking, always you can plan it accordingly. And so learn and be a learner always, to pick up what is good for my child and how I should be making it. Now, lot of classes are there today where who are giving you that teaching, that rather than getting into social media, picking up Netflix, wasting time on that, pick up experts. Like if I have to put my child to a maths tuition, I find so much about who's a good teacher, where should I go. Similarly, in today's times where chronic stress is a main problem, there are so much of micronutrient deficiencies happening, child obesity is increasing like anything. So it's our duty to learn and get coached from an expert, figure out who is in that field, and go and learn, and then accordingly you can plan, learn the planning. It's, you don't have to get into the nitty gritty of that subject, but lot of basics we can learn and then easily plan diet. And plan, I'll not say diet is a negative word, I say, because diet aate hi lagta hai ki restrictions. So as a duty, I think it's everybody's responsibility today to know more about their body and the food that we are eating.
Okay, that's great. But आज के टाइम पे ना there are a number of misconceptions also about child nutrition. तो किस तरह से अगर हम holistic approach की बात करें तो जो ये myths वगैरह होते हैं बच्चों के खाने को लेके उनके nutrition को लेके इसको हम कैसे debunk कर सकते हैं? आपके सामने भी being a child expert, nutrition expert कई ऐसे myths आए होंगे कि ये मत खिलाओ या ये मत खिलाओ.
Yeah. So to add to your previous question, another point, like you have to learn to make a healthy plate for a child, which is consisting of whole food, which is grain and vegetables, fruits, nuts, seeds, and every food group should be in a proper ratio, right? Not difficult to learn. Again, you can check with any expert, they'll guide you and make it accordingly. Whatever natural food you include more in the child's diet, the body always remain in balance with good immunity. You get all kind of nutrients, phytonutrients, antioxidants, and that's how we can plan a child's plate or a tiffin box. As far as misconceptions are concerned from childhood, lot of how does misconceptions or myths come? What we hear and what we see. Now, if you see in today's perspective, we want to follow what was the tradition in our homes, basically, because we say Nani Dadi ne jo banaya wo aap khate chalo. So what we were studying earlier was 50% of the plate should be grains and cereals. Now that ratio is changing today because we are sedentary, we are not moving. So it is moving from 50% grains to 50% wheat, fruits and vegetables. There's no need to put any child into any restrictive diet, foods, other than if they are having any kind of clinical condition, in the sense that they have gluten intolerance. We don't have to give them gluten foods. If there is a dairy intolerance, otherwise, if we make a mix and match of proper dal, roti, sabzi, whatever is cooking at home, with a focus more on fruits and vegetables in any form, they are good to go. There will be no deficiency that happens. And along with that, there has to be a physical activity, proper sleep routine. And one thing that I have noticed is that children drink very less water. We don't, as parents, do not, focus. We are only focused about making them eat food. Kaise bhi khana kha le, put them in front of screen and they should, eat food. So, because हमें शुरू से ये बताया गया ना, खाना energy देता है. Whereas in my past years of experience, I understood that khana consume your energy. The lesser you eat, the fresher you feel. इतना ज्यादा जब आप सीरियल्स या मैदा या इस तरह की चीजें खाते हो, you feel lethargic. So the times keep changing and we have to keep upgrading our knowledge as to what is in today. So being a sedentary person, being a sedentary adult or a child, we have to focus more on fresh foods, not go by what we were eating as old age tradition, and then accordingly plan what to eat in the day. Also, bigger with fats, there's lot of misconceptions. Ghee nahi khana, sweets nahi khani chahiye. Of course, everything should be taken in moderation. अगर आप सिर्फ मिठाई खा रहे हो या बच्चों को आप after as every award or a recognition you are treating them with chocolates and ice creams as an added sugary product, of course that is good for bad for them. They will start getting into craving different foods because of deficiencies. But if you are giving them food only as a necessity, like it's a part of your body to grow, and not depend on food ki aaj you're feeling sad, eat something, you're feeling happy, eat something. So a lot of emotional eating, if you avoid, children can be healthy. So ghee is so important, but lot of households I see mothers come and ask me that, ma'am, already my child is becoming obese and I have stopped giving ghee. So we have to coach them and teach them that stop eating or giving them the processed food ki aaj raksha bandhan hai to let's go out and eat, today is this festival, let's go out and eat, and let them eat a normal natural. Aapko shake dena hai, put sugar in that. They are growing children, so they will digest anything which will be natural and good for them. And they are into if you put them into physical activity, they'll digest and absorb better. So that's the basic main part of it. For milk, for a lot of things, replacing the food with natural food always help in anything. Another big misconception is that supplements, can replace food. There are a lot of mothers who say that my child does not drink milk or does not eat food properly, so give me a protein powder. Because they don't know that protein is not only taken from milk. There's so many sources. You add sesame seeds, you can have vegetables have proteins, you can have nuts, you can have peanuts, you can have brown roasted chana. So many options. It's only about getting educated. So I am also into that part of educating more than consulting, because children come less with diseases, more with myths and misconceptions. And that's how we can control the obesity in children, the diabetes that is coming because of insulin insensitivity, and also micronutrient deficiencies can be controlled.
And there is one myth that I have came to know recently, like that these days parents have stopped giving their newborns around the age of 1 to 5. They are not giving any kind of sugar or even salt to the babies. So
Yeah,
I have observed this.
thanks to social media, because when you say that white is bad, maida, chini, and sugar is bad, so we are, we don't focus on putting our money as investment into learning. We just pick up from YouTube whatever general guidelines are coming through anybody who's putting it. So that's, yes, one of a major issue which people are facing, following wrong things, seeing here and there. As far as children are concerned, their need of salt is, not say too much, but yes, balanced salt has to go, because they play, they are sweating a lot. So the sodium potassium balance has to be there. They have to have salt in their diet. Plus, parents also, one mistake that they do is you're cooking the same kind of food in the house for yourself and your child with the same kind of salt and sugar, and then you're restricting them also, that I'm not drinking milk, so you also don't drink milk. Whereas we have to understand that the nutritional needs are different at different age. You may not be digesting milk because your hormones are different. You're into maybe a menopausal phase or a fertility phase. But children need everything. They need protein. They need sugar. They need salt. They need fats. The only thing is, if we restrict sugar at home, but we feed them with ice cream, we feed them with chocolates, we feed them with highly processed food, which is again converting to sugar and glucose and increasing their obesity. So it's all about basically, educating. And I think schools have a big role, dietitians, health coaches have a big role to play in educating today's parent, because mostly nuclear families, less right education, more of information. So it becomes our responsibility to give that education, and it becomes much easier. Today we have given so much of focus on food and eating. I don't know what else we are doing other than that. Every household, people are worried only about kya khana hai subah, kya khana hai sham ko. So channelize that energy and eat the right food with right information.
बहुत बढ़िया। मोनिका जी, इस पे अगर हम आगे बढ़े तो आई नीड टू नो दैट, जैसे आपने बात करी पेरेंट्स के लिए बहुत जरूरी है ये चीजें समझना, अंडरस्टैंड करना, दे नीड टू बी एजुकेटेड ऑन द सेम पार्ट, राइट। बट यहाँ पे जैसे कि हमारे पास डाइटिशियंस हैं, वो बच्चों के साथ न्यूट्रिशन पे प्लानिंग भी करते हैं, कई बार पेरेंट्स भी आते हैं, आपके पास भी कई पेरेंट्स आते हैं, राइट। तो आप कैसे उनको एनकरेज करते हैं? ऐसी क्या टेक्निक्स आप या कोई चीज आप उनको और गाइड करते हो जिससे कि वो अपने बच्चों में हेल्दी ईटिंग हैबिट्स डेवलप करते हैं, by considering the holistic approach only?
Yeah, see, majority of the consultation goes in counseling the parent, that first you have to see your patterns. Like mera agar aap puchte specifically, so I coach them on changing their patterns first, and then seeing what I mean, they generally come, I mean, the first thing is they come and tell me what we are following, or I ask them. I am more of a listener to ask them कि आप क्या कर रहे हो, घर पे, where, because you have to see where you're faltering. So to tell them कि आप पहले खुद को ठीक करो, बच्चा अपने आप वो चीज फॉलो करने लग जाएगा. So it's more of counseling them on how to rectify what they are doing wrong. Like I tell them कि आपको, you can't stay away from processed food which is being made outside, because obviously children is seeing, going to school, everybody is eating into this. So मेरा एक personal वो रहता है that I try to coach people in the same vicinity, because जब बच्चा जिस group में रहता है, उस ग्रुप में अगर सारे बच्चे एक ही तरह से माइंडसेट के होते हैं, तो द चाइल्ड, यू आर योर पर्सनालिटी इज अ सम टोटल ऑफ पीपल अराउंड यू. So same thing happens with the child. Now, if the child is going to children who are eating out, whose parents are not bothered, obviously he will come and demand. So first thing is coaching them or counseling them as to what is needed for your child. Basics क्या क्या चीजें जरूरी है जो किस एज ग्रुप में, लाइक 1 to 5 है, एक अलग नीड है, 5 to 10 की अलग नीड है. सो टू टेल देम कि भाई क्या न्यूट्रिएंट्स आपके जरूरी हैं. And also I check with them that suppose the symptoms that are coming in the child. Now if there is iron deficiency in child, you cannot go and keep on checking the blood sample every time. So basic symptoms like the child is complaining of leg pain, or they come with muscle weakness ki पैर में दर्द हो रहा है, बच्चा lethargy रहता है, you will understand that there is an iron deficiency. You have to work on that. There is a calcium and a protein thing you have to work on. So my way of working is that give them guidance for a week, see how the result comes, then again see for a week, and then see how the result comes. And most of the cases I see that there is, once you put them into a right lifestyle and sleep pattern, hydration, I see, because खाना हम बहुत देते हैं, पानी नहीं पीते हैं, तो the blood that flows through our system carrying all the nutrients, there's no absorption. They're eating, but it is not getting absorbed. So when they set all these things, food, sleep, physical activity, water in place, automatically the health changes, and you can take care of the whole body very easily. Also, one part of my coaching is focused on emotions a lot, because I've seen it plays a very big role. If the child is not eating, no, there'll be no problem. But if the child is emotionally disturbed, there'll be so much of hormonal imbalance that starts happening from a younger age. And we see today so much of parental abuse verbally. Not only that parents are not beating today, but they're verbally abusing children, creating a lot of mind-body imbalance. So the lot of part of education goes into that side, and body automatically takes care. Food is one part, and we also see that taking care of a wholesome approach, you don't have to worry about weight loss. I mean, automatically they come into a normal weight category. So it's the other things that we have to take care as far as children are concerned.
So basically, if we talk about that, the child's mental health, the gut health, and nutrition are totally interconnected, right?
Very much, yeah. There is now there is so much of education about gut-brain axis. And we have been feeling that intuition comes from gut. When you're feeling sad, there's something, butterflies keeps happening, you feel in your stomach, or you have to go for an exam. All these things we have been listening from so many years. Now there is a scientific evidence, so many studies are coming, that if your gut is not healthy, your digestive health is not proper, you cannot focus. There's loss of mental clarity. There is so much of irritation. There's no focus and concentration. Hormonal imbalance is there, and girls are getting into PCOS, PCOD later on, and so many problems start erupting from there. So, very important to take care of emotions. And if you take care of the digestive and gut health, both, handle the health of anybody, not only child, very well.
थैंक यू सो मच मोनिका जी एंड जैसे कि ये टॉपिक तो बहुत वास्ट है, बातें तो मतलब हम तो डिस्कशन तो इसको एंडलेस कर सकते हैं, बट मैं मतलब अगर आप सही समझे तो कैन यू गिव अ काइंड ऑफ अ सैंपल काइंड ऑफ डाइट प्लान फ्रॉम मॉर्निंग टू नाइट दैट कैन बी suitable for a child's, if I talk about the age of around the younger age that we are talking about 1 to 5, so what a child should eat, you know.
If I say from say 1 year to 5 years, a child basically starts eating everything, because till 6 months we only give milk, mother's milk. Post 6 months we start with weaning. We start giving water, soft, semi-liquid kind of a food. And 1 year onwards, we suggest that child should actually start eating practically everything.
Monica ji, are you there?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, now I can hear you.
Yeah. So there has to be a balance of cereals, of pulses like dals and lentils, rajma, chane, everything. Vegetables in any form. It can be a tikki, it can be a cooked sabji, it can be salad, fruits in any form, and fats, nuts, seeds. Everything should be introduced to the children from the age of 1, so that their taste buds develop accordingly. Like I've seen a lot of children who were not given fruits and vegetables in the beginning do not develop that taste later on in their life, and it becomes very difficult for them to switch over unless they become conscious about it. So we should let them taste everything that is being made, from a pickle to a chutney, normal dal, sabzi, roti, everybody eats. If I have to give you a sample kind of a diet plan, morning when they get up, there has to be a proper sleep wake up routine. That's most important for better digestion and absorption. And in the morning, because when you get up, you are not so hungry. Give something lighter that they can have. It can be either soaked, raisins or soaked nuts. For small children, even a banana helps a lot, because they start, they wake up and they're very energetic. So they need energy. So some carb source, if we give them in any form, we can make a shake out of it. Put some nuts into it, because I've seen smaller children do not like eating soaked nuts separately and everything separately. So what I advise is make a milkshake. You put a little bit of oats or a badam, a soaked almond or a walnut in their milk. Lot of people come and they want to, quit dairy today. Ki doodh to hame dena nahi hai. So those who are taking, put in milk, otherwise use coconut milk, almond milk, whatever. Give them small portions at whatever meal you're giving, so that they don't feel full at one meal and do not need the other side. In the breakfast, give them a little bit of a shake where you can put easily dates or sugar or anything. And after that, give them maybe a small poha or a upma or a small idli that you're giving. Make the food look more colorful with little bit of more vegetables and colorful fruits. Lunch, there should not be long gap in between their meals. So if the child is at home and not going to school yet, give them every 3 hourly small portions of whatever food is cooked at home. Make a small color chapati. I also tell them to add some vegetables into their atta, so that the chapati is colorful and the child is attracted towards eating food. The basic thing I've seen is it should be attractive so that the child eats that food. And lunch, you can give them a small roti or sabji and little bit of chutney, some salad, and teach them, that if you give a colorful, proper ratio plate, they understand, they start learning from that age. And I generally prefer to give either chapati or rice, not both things together, because I've seen they feel bloated and they don't like it. So either dal chawal or roti sabji, whatever. Again, in the evening, they can have, whatever snack they like, make it a peanut chicky or a sesame, depending upon the season. Home cooked snacks are very, very important to be inculcated from beginning. Otherwise, and 4 p.m. time is a very important time, because otherwise they just jump on to the packet food that is available outside. Also, one advice that I give is do not keep packet foods at home if you don't want your child to eat that from outside. And I have seen this is a wonderful trick, so successful in, I mean, most of the cases when you tell them they don't keep the food that you don't want your child to eat in front of them, and they say the child doesn't ask. So that's one thing important. And again, for dinner, make a soup kind of a thing. If they like dal chawal khichdi, make that. You can make a puri, because a smaller child, if is physically active, can practically digest anything and everything. And if they want to sleep with a cup of milk, no restriction. I don't keep any restriction for children if it is home cooked.
डेफिनेटली थैंक यू सो मच मोनिका जी एंड लिटरली आई थिंक सो कि सबको उनकी क्वेरीज के आंसर्स भी मिले होंगे बिकॉज दिस इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट बिकॉज दीज डेज पेट भरना आसान है पोषण बढ़ना थोड़ा मुश्किल हो जाता है राइट एंड उन्हीं पे हमें ज्यादा फोकस करना बहुत जरूरी है बीइंग पेरेंट्स आल्सो बिकॉज आई हैव आल्सो डॉटर्स एंड यस बहुत चीजें होती हैं कोई घर में आता भी है इवन somebody is coming from outside they are bringing chocolates and you know it's become very difficult for being a parent to get them rid of के अच्छा ये नहीं खाना है क्योंकि अगर बच्चों के सामने आ गया तो वो खाएंगे ही खाएंगे वो एक चीज है बच्चे हैं तो मना नहीं कर सकते
Right.
so but that's a good idea that if you don't want let you know that kids to have it don't bring it at home that is one thing but what
Also,
about the
yeah,
guests those who are coming with
yeah,
holidays?
no. Yeah, so I forgot that point. It's very important, because as a society, we have to, change it from our end. Like, we don't buy sweets for us from outside. We don't gift sweets also, like during Diwali or any function, be it Rakhi or anything. If it is homemade, fine. Otherwise, I don't eat. So, some healthy culture we have to start practicing together, start inculcating, implementing together. And you believe me, children do not ask for it unless they are given. हम ही तो उनको introduce कराते ना इन सब food से. So when they see, when my daughter sees me taking a flower pot to, or a plant to be gifted to somebody, I mean, she automatically, she's gifting her friends today. And one of our school had a no gift policy on birthdays. There was, they said no gifting to be done. So when you inculcate these things on a mass basis as a group together, it becomes much easier. So as parents, we have to stop, being socially obliged to give. Ki nahi, masi ke ghar jana hai, so you have to buy so much of sweets and not worry about what others think. One basic problem in Indian society is we are so much worried कि दूसरा क्या सोचेगा मेरे बारे में. So we have to, get little bit into our own good thinking, and people change. I'm seeing a lot of change after Corona. In last 2-3 years, lot of habits people are changing, and they are picking up. So let's, take it as a movement to do it from our side, and many people join. I'm seeing that change happening. So
थैंक यू
this should
सो मच
happen in
मोनिका
India.
थैंक यू सो मच क्योंकि चेंज भी बहुत जरूरी है और ये चीजें होती भी बहुत आसानी से लोग कर भी लेते हैं बट बस इट्स ओनली अबाउट टू टेक दैट एक्शन वंस अगर एक बार हम लोग डिसाइड कर ले तो डेफिनेटली यस वी कैन डू दैट फॉर आवर किड्स स्पेशली
Yeah.
सो
I think initiative, people wait कि कोई ले तो मैं follow करूँ. So at least जिन लोगों को पता है, जो educated है या जो कर सकते हैं, take the initiative. I'll tell the parents who are watching here today, take that initiative. Let your child also know that, see, my parents started this first. Like, when I removed, screen from my home, I don't have any TV at home now that my daughter is grown up also. But there was a very fixed, TV viewing time. So she is now into that habit automatically. So consciously, we have to work on our children. They are nature's gift to us, I'll say, and very precious. And we are developing a whole generation, so it's a very responsible job that parents must do, upbringing their children. Be very selfish on bringing up your own children. I'll tell each parent, be very selfish and not worry about what others are saying. Let's come out of that fear.
Definitely, because I have seen being a mother also when we are talking about child nutrition, it actually hinders a lot. If I talk about gut health, आप कुछ भी
Yeah,
उनको बाहर से लाके दे रहे हैं या गेस्ट कोई बाहर से लेकर आ रहा है, बच्चे वो खा रहे हैं, तो somehow the skin gets affected of the child, or the dryness comes into the body. So there are number of things. और ये चीज मैं भी बहुत एग्री करती हूँ कि we as a parent, we have to take that strict actions for certain kind of disciplines to be maintained, right?
right,
अगर मैं अपनी बात करूँ तो obviously yes, I have two girls, and it has been since when they were 6 months. I started training them in sleeping at the time that we sleep generally. Otherwise, वरना मैं जब भी देखती हूँ पेरेंट्स न्यू बॉर्न बेबीज हैं, अरे ये तो बच्चे सोते ही नहीं है, 12-12 बजे तक हमें जगना पड़ता है, 2 बजे तक बच्चा जग रहा है. So I really think कि मैंने भी I've seen the kids, I've seen them, and till now also that habit has so been inculcated in them that if they are not sleeping in the afternoon for 1 hour, or resting the body, they go to sleep by 8:30 maximum at night,
right.
and they get that dinner done by 7 o'clock is the last time they take their dinner. Otherwise, at
Mm.
our home also it's 6:30. Winter 6:30, it's all done. The kitchen is wrapped up, and for kids, especially if they are out, they are having their homeworks and everything. So hardly for 7 o'clock is the last time to have the dinner, and they
Yeah.
go to sleep by 8:30 is the last time to sleep. You know, so this has been inculcated, and we only have to do that. But still,
Yes.
when we go into the societies, and we live in a kind of where everybody feel, parents are talking about, acha hamare bachche to 12 baje sote hain. What kind of things that we follow, it's very very important.
Yeah.
If we are making them sleep, we also have to sleep along with them, and we need to shut down our mobile phones and everything.
Yeah, see, it's the other way around. If you want, that's what I said. Whatever you want your child to do, start doing first for few days. You don't have to tell them, they are monkeys and they are copycats. They'll copy. If mama is sleeping at 10, what happened with my daughter? I used to stop using mobile, so she could never tell me ki aap phone par ho, why are you telling me? So
Yes.
you have to do it first yourself. And there are phases like small children listen to you. The moment they will start getting into teenage, there'll be a lot of rebel happening on
Hmm.
habits. जो आपने घर में सिखाया था वो फिर क्वेश्चन होने लगेगा. But if you put good education in, I mean a good environment at home since beginning, they will have the back of mind. वो एक subconscious mind के अंदर चला जाएगा कि this is how things have been happening in my home. Of course, they'll deviate sometime, but then they come back. That's what I'm seeing. They come back to the regular thing because today there's a lot of things, talks happening about how to eat properly, how to sleep
Hmm.
properly. So by the time these younger children who are 1 to 5 today will grow up, I think they will have a better environment, to
Definitely.
live
And they
in.
actually need and deserve that kind of environment,
Yeah,
because these days so many disorders, बच्चों में cancer इतना बढ़ गया है. I have seen even 3 years of kids are having cancers, and I have especially seen to those patients only, those who are so much restricting the patient to eat like salt. ठीक है, छोटा है, इतना डाइट कॉन्शियस है कि नमक नहीं देना है, चीनी नहीं देनी है खाने के लिए. And I have
mm,
seen them into that familiar environment that I have to circle. And this is something like कि क्यों नहीं देना? Why are you making that kind of immunity so low that the child is not able to get even so much easy they get cough and cold. तो वो
right.
immunity हम ही नहीं develop करने दे रहे हैं. That is the main problem. And
Yeah, and that is there. And I mean, I feel there's a lot of education that has to be pumped in into the society today regarding how we should take care of children's diet, their physical body, mental, emotional, social needs in today's scenario. Like parents, when they come and compare कि हमारे time में तो ऐसा होता था, हम तो ऐसे खाते थे, आज you cannot compare today's time with what was happening before. So you have to go with the flow. What's happening today? What's needed? There was no technology, so कुछ भी कोई problem होता ही नहीं था. Now you have to teach your child, educate, empower them from a young age as to how to handle the technology
hmm,
along with living a holistic life. And that parents have a very important role. But one thing what I want to tell parents who are watching this is, parents, please get into educating yourself. Like हमें लगता है we are natural parents, हमें parenting सीखने की जरूरत नहीं है.
hmm.
But we all of us have to learn, get mentored through somebody, keep a coach or follow somebody. Social media पे भी आप करते हो, pick up one person whom you feel कि ये एक background इसका ऐसा, follow them, and believe me, there'll be no problem and we can see a different generation altogether. it's a collective responsibility.
Definitely, definitely. So moving ahead, we have certain queries at our chat box. So let us take some queries that Pooja asked that also cow milk, it is bad or good to be given to the kids?
A lot of questions on milk today. Of course, we know that dairy, ideally speaking, if the cow or a buffalo is being taken care of nicely,
Hmm.
not being impregnated, with oxytocin and so many things, then it's good to consume that milk by anybody. But only
Hmm.
because there's so much of, chemicals and mixing and toxins coming through different sources, definitely you have to see from which source you are getting the milk. It's
Hmm.
not about cow milk or a buffalo milk. And plus, don't depend. Parents have a misconception. When we talk about misconceptions, it's a big misconception that calcium comes from milk. I would say if you are giving your child calcium for milk for calcium, please do not do that, because so much of calcium is available in sesame seeds and spinach, green leafy vegetables. So if you know that the cow is being taken care of properly, you can easily give milk, no problem. And also, if the child is happy drinking milk, please give them. Stop giving processed or packaged foods, because that is going to create more problem than that 1 cup of milk or a glass of milk. Because if they are not having packaged or a processed food from outside, nothing is going to trouble them. So see that the milk that is coming from the source is nice, and restrict their outside eating, I will say, and nothing
Uh,
will happen.
there is one more query from Archana that we can take fruits or dry fruits in place of sweets and chocolates. This keeps our culture, and alive. So actually, she's saying that she also follows the same rule in the family that we were talking about. So that was more about an
That's so nice.
appreciation
Yeah.
rather than,
That's what I'm saying, that people are, that's a positive impact of social media, and changes are happening because we are seeing. I say give some gift as a stationery or plants to people when you're going home there to their houses, and or carry some fruits. That's the best thing to take. Everybody is eating fruits is fresh, so carry good fruits or nuts. That's good that she's following it.
Thank you so much. So I hope the queries have been come to an end. And today's sessions, I think so everybody has get insightful information on child nutrition, holistic, how holistically you have to work on your child, and why it is more important for us being a parents to take care of not only the nutrition part, but what also that to overall the sleep patterns and everything that need to be inculcated, especially in the small children's, right? क्योंकि आपका बेस, जैसे मैं हर बार बोलती हूँ, बेस जितना आप स्ट्रांग बनाएंगे आगे जाके आपको उतनी मेहनत कम करनी पड़ेगी, टू बी वेरी ऑनेस्ट. So thank you so much, Monica ji. We are really blessed that you are the one of eminent member of this community, and thank you for giving us your insightful information on child nutrition. And today we end the session today. It's now itself, and we will come back again once again on the next topic with our next expert on panel. Till then, stay connected with Monica ji
Thank
if you are a parent, and if you are looking out for more knowledge on child nutrition. So she's the one you can approach with. So thank you so much, Monica ji, and
Thank you
thank
very
you
much for
everyone.
inviting me, and to the parents also who will see this, who are watching this, who join. Have a blessed parenting and an enjoyable parenting for all of you.
Thank you so
Thank you.
much. Thank you everyone. Thank you for joining us at Healthy for Health Talk series.